Alright, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be asking your guys' questions that you asked me on Instagram. Now, if you guys ever do want to ask me questions to answer on this YouTube, then drop me a Q&A on my Instagram, aaron.trades, and I'll be sure to answer your guys' question in the next one. Now, you guys asked me some very interesting questions during this Q&A. Some that, we're just going to be out and raw and just tell you guys the raw truth. And I'm going to share some of my insights and my experience into, trading, travel, money, absolutely everything. So let's jump straight in. Now, someone asked me what is my favorite session to trade. Now, my favorite session to trade is London. I love trading in London. It suits me being here in Australia, and I also only day trade gold futures. So for me, just day trading gold futures in the London session, it works very, very well. And when I'm scalping gold, I'm only really going for 20, 25, 30, maybe sometimes runners into 40 ticks. And for me, that is more than enough, and gold can give you that in almost every single London session, which is just great. And especially for you guys who are watching, and maybe you can't trade the US session every single day, but that doesn't mean you can't become a day trader. Focus on other sessions and instruments that move well in that session. For me, that's gold futures in the London session. Now, second question is, was I nervous to quit my job? The answer is tricky because for me, it wasn't as if I was already making money from trading and I was able to take that leap. I was working in a job that I absolutely hated, and I had all this negativity of I just want to make trading work. I was taking that negativity out on the charts, and it just wasn't productive for my transition into eventually full-time trading. So I hated that job. I was working 8:30 till like 5:30 for literally minimum wage in the UK, and it was impossible for me to go home and try and trade when I've missed all the market moves. It took me a while to then focus on swing trading, etc. But at one point I quit my job on a Thursday. I got paid on a Thursday, I quit on the Friday, and I took the leap, and I was fortunate enough to be able to go back home and live with my parents back in Jersey for a little bit until I could figure it out. So I had something to fall back on, which I think, people will say in business, if you have a plan B, you'll use it. In trading, I don't believe in that. And because trading is such a stressful career, you have to have other backups and other means to, if all else fails, what am I going to do? Well, I had a degree, I had somewhere to live, I had some savings, not a huge amount. I had something to keep me going until I could make trading work. Then once I did go home, my trading started to take a positive impact. You guys can watch my full journey on a video I made here. And then as I started to gain that positivity, I gained more consistency. But then when I took the leap to leave my parents and become a full-time travel trader, yes, that journey was very, very nerve-wracking, but it was also one of the best things that I have ever done. And I highly encourage people to do the exact same. So take the leap, take the risks. You never know, it may be worth it. Now, the third question, how to not get sucked into a luxurious lifestyle after trading. Now, this is an interesting topic because I'm going to give you an answer that, maybe most social media gurus won't give you. And I'm going to tell you about my experience about what I do with my trading profits and how I kind of live my life. And this is just personal to me, but this is just what I'm going to give you, just a real raw talk. When I was growing up, we didn't have a lot. I grew up around a lot of people who, they got given a lot when they were younger, and brought up in a hard-working family where I wasn't able to have these things that some other people had. And, when I was younger, I would always think, when I grow up, I want to buy this, this, and this, and I want to do this, this, and this, and, I want to be able to buy whatever clothes and all this stuff. I want to be able to be driving around in the nicest car and all of this materialistic stuff. As I've got older and as I've, grown up in life and in trading, once you can afford the things that you couldn't normally afford to do. So when I couldn't normally afford to, buy a nice car, now that I, could easily go do that if I really wanted to. That's not the smartest financial decision. It brings me no fulfillment and happiness. I just know that from experience. Even when I was working a full-time job prior to going to university, before trading was even a thought, I financed a car and I thought, this is going to bring me happiness and fulfillment, and everyone's going to be like, look, there's Aaron in that nice car. But it's like, no one gives a shit. Literally, no one cares. It brings me no happiness. And I know if I went and spent loads of money on luxurious items, whatever it may be, unless it's a passion, it brings me no fulfillment. And after a week or so, I'm going to be like, meh, I'm bored. For me, I don't get sucked into the luxurious lifestyle because it brings me no purpose and no fulfillment. You know, if you have a passion for cars and, you know, you want to make money in trading because you want to go into a car business or you want to invest in cars, amazing, do that. But in terms of just buying luxurious items for the sake of buying them to maybe impress people you don't even really like anyway, it's going to do nothing for you. I would probably say to you guys, you know, do it, learn from it, and then realize what I'm now talking about. But yeah, for me, I don't get sucked into it. I couldn't care less. The only thing that I do have a passion for is watches, and I've only ever once bought a very expensive watch. And you know, in the future, I would love to build a watch collection, but I see that from more an investment standpoint and a passion. You know, other luxurious items, I just couldn't care less. Great question. When's the next trading adventure with the team? So this is actually already in the works right now. I'm just planning and I'm ready to release it for the community this week. The next trading retreat is going to be in May 2024 and I cannot wait for it. Hopefully we have a lot more new people joining, some more people coming on. If you guys don't know what I'm even talking about, you guys can go check the video of the last Thailand trading retreat. It's basically where I host a retreat for the guys in the community to come and join me in a nice place in the world, which last year was Thailand. Come stay with me in a nice villa. It's no cost to them at all, other than, you know, just paying for your flights and food, whatever, but the entire villa is paid for by me, and I make it a place to bring like-minded people together and create real connections, real relationships, trade live, you know, live the full lifestyle and actually experience what it is like to become a full-time trader, inspire people to become a travel trader. The amazing thing about last year's trip is 2 of the guys on the trip are now actually taking that leap into full-time travel and trading, which is just absolutely incredible for me to see people pursuing that dream. So the next one is going to be in May 2024. Now, this is an interesting question. What's life like knowing you won't ever work again? I am far, far, far off retirement. If you guys think when you become a full-time trader, you'll never have to work again, that is absolutely not the case. The markets will make you work every single day. They will test you every single day. They will change all the time. So yeah, no, there's that unfortunately doesn't exist in my world, and I wouldn't really want it to be honest. Even when you become a full-time day trader, you still want to work on other businesses outside of trading to give you fulfillment. And for me right now, that's growing the community, growing the channel. You know, I traveled and traded full-time just on my own for like over 2 years before I even documented my journey, opened the community. So now that's my fulfillment. So that's now my work, and that's my why, and that's what I kind of put my time and passion into, is because that's what I enjoy. But even trading, every single session I have to come on the charts and trade, that is putting in work, and the markets are always going to make you work, and that's either why you'll love or hate trading. How much is an ideal income to live comfortably in Thailand? Now, this is a fantastic question, and I'm actually going to be releasing a video on Sunday about how to become a travel trader, talking about the cost of living, funded accounts, personal accounts, you know, what you need to make. I'm putting it all into one video because I know a lot of people want to know this, and a lot of people want to pursue that travel trading dream, which is incredible. You know, I did it for like over 3 years, and I want to help people pursue that dream as much as possible. And it's also a lot more achievable than what you may think. Can I get one-to-one trading? Yes, you absolutely can. You know, you can just join the community if you want. I'm not here to sell you guys anything, but if you do want to join the community, you can absolutely get one-to-ones with me. You know, my community is pretty small, and I will always keep it that way. It's only capped at 100 members. You know, we're nowhere near that yet, but I will never have it bigger than that, because I never want people to join my community and they just be a number in a group where you can't talk to, you know, the mentor directly. So, you know, when I started early on in my journey, I would join these big communities, and talking to the actual person that made you want to sign up is literally almost impossible. However, anyone in my community, you know, you message me personally, I'm gonna reply to you like pretty quick, you know, like sometimes in a couple of minutes, or, you know, we'll jump on a Zoom. You know, I've jumped on Zoom with the guys plenty of times. If you guys join the yearly or quarterly subscription, we'll have regular one-to-one calls, and I'll help you build your trading plan, you know, follow whatever dreams you may be, anything that I can teach you and give you, and just build a friendship with you. We're gonna do that. Now, someone asked me, do I miss the UK? Now, UK, well, I'm not from the UK, I'm from Jersey. You know, it's a little island just off the UK, but I'll sum it up in UK. The answer is, unfortunately, not in the slightest. Like, I do not miss the UK at all. However, I do miss my friends. I miss my friends a lot, because we had amazing memories together, and they're always, you know, some of my best friends are always going to be back in the UK, etc. But in terms of overall lifestyle, No, I do not miss the UK at all. I don't know what it is about UK people. I think it's the weather, and this sounds crazy, but I think it's the weather. But the UK people just, I don't know how to say it, but it's not my type of lifestyle. I feel like UK people, it's always raining, the weather's always shit, so people are always miserable. And it's seriously true. You know, I've moved here to the Sunshine Coast where it's sunny like most of the year, which, you know, you wake up, it makes you feel good, you're happy. So people around you, you know, we live by the beach, people are more chilled, more relaxed, but, you know, they're happy. Over here in Australia, the lifestyle is a lot more outgoing, whereas in the UK it's not really so much like that. You know, for me, being here in the Sunshine Coast, you know, I can just go grab a coffee, go for a walk down the beach, and, you know, just be pretty happy just doing that. Whereas for me to do that back home, you know, I'm only going to be able to do that like a handful of times in the year, because for the most part it's either raining or it's cold and I don't want to go outside and do all that sort of thing. Whereas here, I'm in a hot country, I feel good. And as weird as it sounds, that does have a positive impact on my trading, business, life, everything like that. So no, UK will always, you know, on paper be my home, but unfortunately, I don't miss it. And someone asked, what's your criteria of choosing where to travel? Budget list, seasonal places, hype around? I don't really have one, to be honest. You know, when I was in Europe, I never really had a set plan of where I was going to go next. I would just go on Google, type in flights, and, you know, I wasn't making as much money then as I may be now, but, you know, I was still living comfortably, and I would just kind of find like the cheapest flights to any random place and just go with it. I have no plans of what there is to do there. One of the most spontaneous trips I ever took was going to Istanbul. You guys can watch that vlog as well. It was like a completely different place of where I would have never have thought to have went to, but, you know, I saw some cheap flights. I was like, you know what, fuck it, let me just go there and see what it's like. And it was a very different place to go to. It's probably one of the coolest places I've been to. So I never really have a plan. I just kind of just go with the flow. Like even this time last year, I was here in Australia, then all of a sudden I was, you know, booking a flight to New Zealand and camping around New Zealand. And then, you know, one day I woke up, I was like, you know what, let me go book a flight to go see my friend in Oslo and stay there for a couple of days. It's never, I don't really have like a set plan. It's just places where I think look quite cool. I'm like, you know what, let me go check that out. And that's why I'm blessed and forever grateful to be able to do what I do and work to get to this position where, you know, I can wake up and, you know what, next week let me book a flight here and just go explore that country. So yeah, pretty lucky in that sense. Alright guys, so I hope you did enjoy this Q&A. Now if you do have a question that maybe I missed, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to answer any of your guys' questions that you may have at all. Remember, if you want to watch me trade live for absolutely free, every Tuesday to Friday I go live here on YouTube, so you guys can watch me take positions live and study the way that I trade live with me as well. For time being, I'll see you guys on Sunday for the next video about how to become a travel trader. Remember, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.